It's time for it can only be the Luke Howard Show Live. Thank you. Morning, it's Friday the 15th. Is it Friday the 15th today? Hang on a minute, let me do my calculations. 11th, 12th. Yeah, it's Friday the 15th of May 2020. Another show, another day. It's great to be here as usual. Oh, got a great show once again lined up. Lots of stuff that's going on today, of course, with the national days, but not close together, of course, just stuff that is going on national days, of course, and lots of great music as well. So pop the kettle on and make yourselves a cup of tea is all I can say. So do it. It's great. So do that. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so let's get cracking on with the show now, because we've got lots to talk about today, and what we are going to start off with talking about is it's about salads, really. That's what it's about. And and I'm sure a lot of you might think, salad, salad, yeah. So this salad's about salads as in like tomatoes and stuff like that. So if there is only one single positive to emerge from the past few weeks of lockdown, it surely has to be the people's enthusiasm for growing their own produce. Of course, have you been growing your own produce at home, people? I'm sure you have. You've got to do it, because if you've got nothing else to do, I would actually recommend being at home and growing your own stuff. Grow your own, isn't it? GYO, that's it. GYO, grow your own. So do that. Spending time in the garden as a luxury, busy. It keeps you busy if you do it, and it's for full-time. It's also with full-time workers who can afford, and of course, yet frumish employees and those working from home and saving time on their commute, and have been able to enjoy their outdoor spaces and garden to their heart's content. So this is entirely seeds for vegetables flew off the online shelves, and this is in common with rolls, which is as in toilet rolls, and this is all impossible to source. But after the panic buying calmed down, both were actually much easier to find, would you believe? So don't just go in the supermarket and start buying stuff, people. What you need to do is you need to go into a garden centre and get some seeds and stuff, and then you can grow your own stuff. Job done. So the restriction of seeds, however, did have the beneficial knock-on effect of uniting communities who began sharing and swapping swidlings with close neighbours and at a safe distance. There is still plenty of time to sow seeds, though, of many labels. Of course, with the beautiful weather that we're having, like today, beautiful weather, you can do it whenever you like. You can do salad crops. You can plot to plate. If you are new to growing your own vegetables and salad crops and herbs, I grow herbs. I've got my own herb garden. It's absolutely beautiful. I have to take a photo of it. Well, I can't show you on the radio, can I? But I've got my own garden. Absolutely lovely. I love every moment of it, and it's brilliant. So if you are new to growing vegetables, of course, as I just said, or freshly picked produce, is far much better and nutrient, and it's rich, and it's than any that they amuse road or air miles. And that's if you want to grow herbs super quick but can't get the seeds. Try if you can't get your seeds, try your local supermarket. Tesco's, Sainsbury's, Aldi, Marks and Spencer's. They charge them around £1.25. And they do small pots of basil, coriander, parsley, chives, and it's all around about £1.25ish, £1.25, very posh, £1.25. So water, you got to water the pot well and empty its contents. And this is prise the leggy green seedlings into as many small sections as you dare. Now, a dozen is a good result, and repot each of these up separately. They will probably flag a little for the first few days, but will recover in time, and before long you will have multiplied your stock immediately. So, and if you want any advice about it all, you just go to the RHS. I repeat, RHS website, and all the details are on there that you need to know. And yeah. Okay, so let's move on, because I want to talk about on the other side of this story. I want to talk about not this story, another story now. I want to talk about this thing that says that red tape is such a sad reminder of my Lynn. So grieving John Stapleton. Oh, John Stapleton. He's encountered existing the tape, as says that his late wife Lynn Falls Wood would have relished taking an axe to would have, well, Watchdog presenter Lynn died 2 weeks ago and left her financial affairs in perfect order. But John is 74. Blimey, I never knew he was 74. He said that he almost had a meltdown, and as private companies, he had to alert and have to demand endless paperwork, including a copy of the death certificate, and in one instance of their marriage certificate. He said, as this time in particular, there has never been greater need to push for better service for the bereaved. Now, registering a death with a company should be so much easier, though, shouldn't it? Now, as a consumer champion, this was a battle, he said, Lynn would have loved to fight, and he added that, as my son Nick remarked, he's almost as if the system is making it as difficult as possible at one of the worst times in your life. It's so draining when you are emotionally exhausted. He asked why private companies could not use the government's Tell Us Once service, where once a death is registered, all its departments are notified. So Lynn, who presented Watchdog from 1985 to 1993 alongside her husband for 7 of those years, had survived cancer and was battling a rare immune system discoverer, and when she was suffered a stroke, aged 72, together with Nick and his wife Lise. They said that their goodbyes in Charing Cross Hospital in London, but then came the jungle of administrate the red tape. So he said that I've been making countless calls, talking to people who sometimes offer no sympathy, having to explain over and over again the reason why I'm ringing. The sentence always leaves a lump in your throat. He said that it backs memories of dealing with his father Frank's estate 14 years ago, and nothing has changed. And he disappeared at the emoted phone messages before you get through to a human, where the assistance can be almost callous. He rapidly had to visit banks clutching the death certificate, which is dreadfully a thing to hold. He said, personally, there is a reason for all of this, the danger of fraud, and is so on, but some companies just seem to hang up on the tape. He added just one call was enough for some firms, such as the BT, Lime and Sky. But that is still one more call that someone who is grieving really should not need to make. With some conditions, the application of technology and some willingness behaved families, and it was saved, and they're making millions of calls every day. And I know who John Stapleton is, because he used to present Daybreak on ITV as well. And then after that, he was on Good Morning Britain for a little bit, and then he wasn't on there. We haven't really seen him since there, really. So, and I thought there was something wrong, because I was thinking about him the other day, thinking I'm sure there must be something wrong with him, and something was, and that was his wife who sadly passed away. So, our thoughts are with him, of course. Okay, so we're going to move on now to another story, because we're talking about nurses now, and then we're also going to go on to we're going to need a bigger pavement. So, Ash, I'll tell you what we'll do then. We'll talk about we'll need a bigger pavement first. So, we're going to need a bigger pavement. Now, pavements have been widened and roads narrowed to help pedestrians maintain 2 metre distances as part of safety measures. Now, sections of roads have been cornered off and temporary cycle lanes introduced in Camden, northwest London, and this was near transport hubs such as Euston. The pandemic has created new road safety challenges, and they're all taken seriously. And this was said. This was a Camden councillor, Adam Harrison. He wants to make it easier and safer for everyone to walk and cycle to shops, green spaces, schools, and NHS sites. And this was all while maintaining physical distancing. Now, London Mayor Sadiq Khan, he urged boroughs to work with us to enable Londoners to switch to cleaner. Now, this was more sustainable for forms of transport once the lockdown is eased. So this is now words that fail me and pair we nicked for 250-mile drive. Now, a couple have been slammed for embarking. Well, before we get to that next story, let's just go back to the other story. I actually think it's a very good idea that they're making pavements wider, because they should do. They should make them wider so that everyone can avoid, so can do social distancing and everyone can not go near each other then. And I think that's a very good idea. Well done. Well done. So a couple now have been slammed for embarking on a 500-mile round trip to Mount Snowdon. Why would you want to do that? Police stopped and arrested the pair at Limmerbrest, the base of hiking up Wales' highest mountain, after their 5-hour journey from Kent. I don't know why you'd want to do it. Now, words for me, tweeted North Wales Police's rural crime team. P.S. Dahl Evans said the couple had been stopped while on a pleasure drive, adding for their troubles that they will be appearing in court for a breach of COVID regulations. We are still in lockdown. We're in week 7 now. It's only week 7. Only 7 weeks. We've only been around doing this for 7 weeks. I never knew that we've actually been doing it this long. Wow, it's amazing. The virus is still ongoing to make sure to keep everyone safe and only carry out essential travel. The officials were praised for arresting the pair, with the social media user calling for them to be banned from driving. Gareth Hughes said and asked, "The planet are they on? What planet are they on?" He basically asked, what planet are they on? The Cosmo Dog accountant tweeted that, "What is wrong with these idiots?" said Sarah Lord. She posted that. And applause for all the work and dedication of North Wales Police. Well done, North Wales Police, for catching somebody who was doing that. I don't understand, though, why somebody would actually be going out doing that. It's pathetic, especially if you're driving from Kent. You're basically driving from one end of the country to the other. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Stupid. Absolutely ridiculous. So we'll leave that one there, because I don't want to go further on about that one. So, Paul Hollywood now, and Paul Hollywood tackles a big bake for a big man in Lacey's TV show. So this is on Channel 4, and it's quirky Paul Hollywood eats Japan. The Great British Bake Off judge visits a sumo wrestling stable where he cooks for the largest fighter in sports history. So Paul, age 54, said that he was a big fan of sumo in his childhood. My favourite fighter was the massive Hawaiian called Kon Schlicki. He looked forward to meeting him. So from the minute I arrived in Japan, I got to stable at 7 a.m. on the east side of Tokyo. And be that time of, guys have already been training for an hour. So everybody was listening to the sumo masters. And then I got to meet Konoshiko. I couldn't believe how big he was. Even the Japanese wrestlers were know how near his size. Former wrestler Konoshiko is amazing though. Is now 56 and weighs 46 st. Wow. Amazing. Training hard, though, is only half the story. The other half is all about eating, said Paul. He asked flatbreads for his hero. So their diet consists on 2 meals a day, and their calorie intake is up to 12,000 calories per day. Paul spent 3 weeks in Japan, by the way, for his culinary journey, and it was a big honour to be invited, he said, and to be allowed to bake for the sumo guys. I'm going to buzz off now, and that for the rest of my life. And that's Paul Hollywood Eats Japan. It's Channel 4, 9 p.m. on Tuesdays. Do watch it. It's absolutely amazing. I've seen a little bit of it, but it's very good. Very good programme. So well done, Paul. Well done. Well done. Right, okay, now a bit for a moan, okay? Sunny long weekend. Now, it may have been hot, but people have been going to the seasides, okay? You shouldn't be going to the seasides, to be honest. Now, this bank holiday weekend was very hot, I know, but a lot of people were going out to beaches, and they shouldn't be. They should not be going, to be honest. You should be going. You should stay at home. Do not go to seasides. Apparently, it was hotter than Lanzarote as well. So, today we are set to swelter. We sweltered hotter weather than Lanzarote. It was 26 Celsius over the weekend, and it's 17, and we're all in the lower teens this week. But it's been very hot, especially over the weekend. But people should make the most as the temperature is set to plummet. So, St James's Park in central London, which is right where the Queen lives, that reached 24.3 Celsius and 75.7 Fahrenheit. Now, the other day, in Nice, in France, on the French Riviera, the mercury only reached 23 Celsius. Now, people enjoyed the sun at beaches, including